Rome burned. Marcus didn't flinch. Alexander conquered the world and still lost control. You felt it, unstoppable one day, powerless the next. That's not chance. That's design. The architects keep the surface world trapped in a cycle of sparks, hype, noise, fleeting fire that burns out as fast as it ignites. But you didn't come here for sparks. You came for code. Systems that endure when the fire dies. Stay until the end, because by then you'll know why the warriors who lasted chose discipline over motivation. Rome. 170 AD, the empire is breaking. The Antonine Plague sweeps through the streets, 2,000 lives lost every day. At the same time, the northern borders are collapsing. And in the east, his most trusted general crowns himself emperor after believing Marcus is dead. Every morning, disaster. Cities falling. Armies crumbling. Senators screaming for retreat. And Marcus, one man, holds the weight of an empire on his shoulders. Here's the question. How do you keep moving forward when every instinct screams to quit? This is what separated Marcus from every other ruler. He didn't wait to feel ready. He didn't wait for inspiration. Each night in the quiet of his tent, he opened a scroll. No speeches. No battle plans. Just reminders. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Do your duty, regardless of how you feel. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. He wasn't chasing motivation. He was forging ritual. Discipline. A nightly code that held when nothing else did. And because of that discipline, Rome survived its darkest hour. Now picture Alexander at 30, master of the known world. Persia. Egypt. Babylon. Every enemy crushed. His fire burned like a wildfire, carrying his men across thousands of miles. Every city taken fed the blaze. Every victory convinced his army they were more than mortal. They were legend. But then, India. 8 years of war had broken their bodies and their spirits. Alexander still burned, still dreamed of going further. But when he commanded his men to march to the Ganges, they refused. The fire that had driven them across continents went out in an instant. And without discipline to sustain them, there was nothing left. Alexander, the unstoppable force, was forced to turn back. Not by an enemy, not by defeat in battle, but by exhaustion, by the limits of motivation without a system to hold it. His empire stopped expanding, not with the clash of swords, but with silence. Here's the truth buried in these two stories. Marcus built on discipline. Alexander built on motivation. Motivation is a spark, external, emotional, fleeting. You felt it, that rush after a speech, a video, a quote. It gets you moving, but it never keeps you moving. Discipline is the system, internal, unshakable, built to last. When the crowd goes quiet, when no one's watching, when you don't feel like showing up, motivation dies. Discipline still moves. That's the warrior's choice. Hype or code. Marcus chose code, nightly, relentlessly, even when it burned. Alexander chose fire, and when the fire went out, so did his momentum. Both became legends, but only one built a system that survived when the spark died. Here's what this means for you. Discipline isn't just about willpower. It's about strategy, engineering your world so the disciplined choice becomes the easy choice. Remove friction. If you want to eat clean, don't rely on resisting temptation. Remove junk food from your home so the choice doesn't exist. Reduce barriers. If you want to train, put equipment where you live. No commute. No excuses. Control your focus. Block apps. Set timers. Create an environment where distraction costs you too much to indulge. Track what matters. Marcus tracked his thoughts. You can track habits, progress, patterns. Because what gets measured gets mastered. And here's the trap: chasing sudden bursts of motivation. It feels powerful, but it leads to chaos, burnout, collapse. Build systems instead. Start small. Add one habit at a time until it becomes automatic. Then build the next. Forge the identity of someone who shows up, no matter how they feel. Because when you control the environment, you control the outcome. You made it this far. Most don't. That's the difference. The surface world feeds on sparks, quick hits that keep you distracted, always chasing, never building. But here, it's different. Here, we build systems that endure. If you're ready to take that step, start with Battle-Tested Wisdom, the handbook for 6 ancient warrior codes, reforged for today. And when you're ready to go deeper, file number 1 is waiting. Power moves the surface world we'll never understand. If this reached you, subscribe. Comment below with the code you're building for yourself. And like the video so others like you can find their way out of the surface. The architects want you distracted, but you're still here, and now you know the code. What you do with it next is your test.